Welcome back to this episode of After Hours. We are here with one of everyone's favorite topics. Everyone is here. We're ready to get the party started. And this week we are going to be talking about dating apps. Yeah. Okay, y'all sound excited.
John, do you want to take this one?
You said everyone's favorite.
John wants to take the torch.
It's everyone's favorite. Everyone's on the dating app.
Wrong. Okay, I don't.
Everybody's on the dating app.
You can't put too much stocks into dating apps. They're like scratch-off lottery tickets, okay?
Okay.
You buy them, maybe you'll get lucky.
Who knows? Maybe you'll win big.
Exactly. Maybe you'll find the one. Otherwise,
Okay, first off, you don't have to.
into it.
The apps are free unless you pay for upgraded services.
Yeah, I don't know a single person that does
just so
that.
you
And
know.
if they do, they haven't.
You don't have
I mean,
to
not
pay.
buy, but I mean, like, you put like a little bit of investment into it, like your time, your energy, but just not a lot of stock. Like you're hoping it works out. You don't care.
Well, what are some of the top dating apps? I know for one, there's Tinder. Tinder's been around for a minute.
Hinge, Bumble.
Okay, I heard a Grinder earlier. Somebody.
That's not really a dating app, but
Actually, we're sponsored by Grindr. After Hours.
Really?
Oh man.
we're not.
I will say I'm
Not yet.
incredibly
Truly not
surprised
appropriate. Not
at the
even
amount
after
of
hours.
people I know that have met like people they ended up getting married to or engaged to. from
No,
this.
100%.
Yeah. Well, I would say my parents didn't meet on a dating app, but they met through a blind date. And I know
See,
a lot
that's
of,
kind of work, like more risk, is it not?
yeah, but they're still together 30 years.
There you go. No, that worked.
It worked out.
I'm not saying your
shout out
parents'
to the
marriage
Pools.
is phony.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, and not to put anyone's business, but I mean, have you used the dating app and been successful? Or I mean, are there good people on there?
Good people. Yes, I found mine via Bumble.
There you go.
Thankfully. Yes, started with
Heard
the
great
swipe
things
there.
about Bumble.
Yes, it was fantastic. Had some bad apples in there too, but only ever one date that I truly want to get up and leave from the dinner table because it was just that bad.
Wow.
God love him, but it was just that bad. But everything else, you know what? I would rate them probably my overall experience. I don't know, an 8 out of 10.
Well, that's the risk you run into, you know. Like
Yes.
if you end up meeting someone from there, and then like 5 minutes later, you don't want to just be like, you know what. This
That's
ain't
the
it.
problem
I'll
with-
see ya. I hope
Right,
I
that's
hope you aren't incredibly insecure after this.
Yes, because the problem with committing to dinner on the first date is that you're kind of locked in.
Yeah.
You know, versus a drink or a cup of coffee, you have a quick exit strategy if it's going real south real quick.
Gotta get back to work. See you later.
I know, right? Weather's getting bad again. Bye. Somewhere the weather's bad. Gotta go.
It's 11 p.m. and it's sunny. What do you mean?
That is a big concern if it is 11 p.m. and it's sunny.
It could be that in Alaska. Okay.
It's like,
The world is about to.
This is why you don't have success, isn't it?
Football season's getting to me. I don't know what play is up and
So you're clearly not on any
It's gonna be
apps,
over
probably.
by the time they see this.
probably so.
I've never been on any dating apps personally. I was looking at nunneries before I met my boyfriend, so I'm not the person to ask about this. However, I like to look up my friends and pick for them.
Okay.
That's fun to swipe for
That's
people.
always fun, yeah.
Yeah, it's fun that way.
And it's like an extra layer of security, as you will, to see who your friends are meeting up with, and you
yeah.
can probably share that information. And
Yeah, I love to track a friend on a date. Maybe show up, sit at a table behind them.
do y'all think meeting the old-fashioned way, or some people are kind of going about that, like, you know, you kind of bump to some.
That's the way, the old-fashioned way, because I want people to see my personality like up close and personal.
You've got a great one.
I appreciate that. So
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in a relationship now about. Hold on, let me remember before she gets mad. 3.5 years. Yeah. So yeah, 3.5 years.
And you didn't start on an app.
Oh no.
Oh no. Okay.
You met at
Yeah, the woman
college.
community college.
Well, that's sweet. That's really sweet.
We're just getting into your whole
That's
story,
perfect.
man. That's
That's
great. I'm
perfect.
very
How do you
happy for
feel?
you.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I just don't like doing it. Over
Do you
the
love
phone.
her?
Indubitably.
3.5 years, I would hope so.
Indubitably, I do.
Okay. Good.
Oh, we could really keep going on this.
Yeah.
He
He's
either loves
here
her
for
or
it.
it's 11 p.m. and sunny. Like,
Right.
One of the two.
I think the old-fashioned way works. I met my boyfriend that way too, and we've also been together almost 3.5 years. And,
Nice.
Love to see
it. We love a relationship. We met on like I always say blind date because he was told it was a blind date and I knew it was him.
Okay. Well, that's not fair.
yeah,
It
that's,
is,
that's
okay.
weird.
And then and
cheated.
it was fine.
I don't know. As a woman, I would like to see who I'm going out to dinner
And it was
with
mutual
as
friends,
well.
and then somebody, like one of my friends showed up and like sat at the table behind us, and it was like a whole thing. But it was fun, and now we're here. So, you know,
Well, we
worked
always
out.
love a happy story.
That's like
That's always nice.
Deflategate. That's Dategate. Like Bill Belichick level of cheating right there.
Well, and look, we're still here. So.
Well, it worked out at the
Yeah,
end, I
but
guess.
when you said blind date, I was like, oh, that's so cute, and then it's not
You
really.
already know.
Sorry,
Hey, Stephanie's
sorry, my
parents.
relationship story isn't good enough.
Mr. and Mrs. Poole went on a blind date, and they're what? How many years?
30 something.
But it was a
30-something.
true
I'll get
blind
the
date.
exact year.
It was a true
one
blind
day.
date.
Thank you,
30
Pimpo.
years.
Are there
That's-
real true
that-
blind
that-
dates at this age?
Clearly.
My friends would track me.
But they're older. My parents are like 50 and 60.
Okay, well,
Not to
still,
put their age
Girl,
out there.
blast,
be that as it may.
Don't hate me. You don't hate me. You're like, what did you just say? No, but if it worked for them, I know someone that we all know went on a dating app, and him and his wife are still together. So that's really
No, I've met,
successful
like,
for several
a lot of
Two
couples.
of my best friends from college, they use OkCupid, and that's more for like
Wow.
dating. My one friend, he's married to a woman he met there. I was in
So
his
like
wedding.
not like the app, like the actual like.
Website,
No,
right?
no, the app.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
an app.
It
There's
is an
an
app.
app.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I only ever knew it as an app.
Maybe I just.
So, and then
You were in his wedding?
Yep. it was in his
Wow.
wedding.
Groomsman.
It was good.
There we go.
close friend.
Groomsman Pimpo.
The pimp, man.
The
There you go.
pimp
And were you
man.
ever on OkCupid yourself? No.
I was.
Oh.
I was.
Oh,
I had,
good.
You know, a couple dates, but you know,
Fizzled out?
not yet. Well, nothing substantial, nothing that made me want to, go on a second date. So.
Okay, well,
It's not for
High
everyone.
standards.
And then my other good friend is, with her boyfriend for same amount of time as my friend and his wife. So they're, going
So
Right.
she should be. It's like she should be getting engaged.
So,
100%.
so
It's
if you
coming
are
up,
friends with
yeah.
Stephen Pimpo, you have a 66% chance of finding your soulmate on
On OkCupid.
Cupid. Wow.
All right.
Shout
No,
out
I will.
Cupid.
That's right.
I will ask, everyone has their own experience, whether it's old fashioned or the dating app, but if you've had so many attempts, does it make your approach to people different maybe, or
Nah, you go in strong every time.
going strong
Every
every time?
Every time.
Just
I
technique
don't
never
want to know what
shifts.
that means. I don't want to know what that means.
Go, confidence, self-esteem,
Okay.
Persona-
Well,
personality sells it, Desmond.
yes.
That's it.
what's that confidence like? I mean, you just said just get strong every time.
Right.
I mean,
For a 3-year man, yeah.
3.5.
3.5.
Oh,
How did you approach your missus?
I mean, I just saw her and I said, "Excuse me," and that's just
Stop.
Like as soon as I
Not
say
the
"excuse
excuse
me,"
me.
as soon as I say that, I mean, it gets your attention. You just start off like, "Oh, you're beautiful," and you just continue a
You
conversation.
said that right
Wow.
away?
Yeah.
Day one.
Day
Excuse me, you're beautiful. Wow.
Was it
Just
love on first sight?
Huh?
Was it
Get
love
away
on first
from me.
sight?
What did she say? What did she say to that? Like, no, thank you.
I mean, she kind of blew me off for a little while, but I was persistent. I just
Nice.
stayed on top of her.
The pursuit. The Desmond
The
Matthews.
pursuit.
The
So
confidence.
everyone that's watching this is gonna want your three-step technique.
You're
for
probably
landing
wondering-
dates.
Segment.
You're probably wondering how I ended up here.
Do you
My
want to
three
find love? Tune in tonight. The Desmond Matthews three-step
Desmond
technique,
Matthews.
Sounds like
where he
that.
goes in depth on how he met his girlfriend
steps.
for 3 years.
3.
Well, we want everyone to be successful in their dating, whether you're already in a relationship or not, but we also want people to be successful in their finances.
Those two can be pretty closely tied. Right?
Really?
Sure.
Yes.
A lot of
Relationships
relationships are ruined
are
by
expensive.
finances.
Word on the street is girlfriends are really expensive.
And
Right.
Yes.
What? Every month, I feel like he's coming in the sports office, letting me know of some trip he's going on with his girlfriend, and now he's saving money and stuff. I'm like, hey man, you're
Shit.
good.
I know what she's getting for Christmas, and I was like, dang. Let me call Jack real quick.
Listen, he treats his significant other right. That's
As you should.
good.
As you should.
All this WCBI money goes to her.
Yes. There we go.
Love that for you.
So speaking of the success and
The
I'm pretty sure
WCBI
this,
money.
yeah, the WCBI money. How do we stay financially afloat? How in our 20s, 30s?
Yeah, let's get all the
I'm ready
experts
for
in.
your, I'm ready for your answer
Well,
on
Stephanie,
this.
lucky for us, we have TV's Winston Reed, who hosts his regular segment Dollars and Cents.
Way to go,
Who can provide us
Winston.
with some inside information.
Look, man, I'm learning as y'all learning. I'm flying a plane and I'm trying to build it at the same time. I don't know, man. It's like it's
Well,
hard.
that's not a great trip. I don't know if that's gonna work.
Really dangerous.
I mean,
You're supposed to be convincing people to like this.
okay. Well, I will say that it starts with budgeting, and it starts with budgeting and having you know, really figuring out your money. You know what I'm saying? Whether you make a little bit or a lot of it, I mean, it doesn't matter. You just got to figure out how much you're making and figure out how much you're going to put aside every check. You have to be responsible. It really comes down to discipline. For me, it's all about being disciplined. And, you know, do I need to eat out every day this week? Do I need to go to the bars this weekend? You know, do I need that extra margarita or, you know, whatever you like to get?
These tough questions.
It's hard.
These questions are hard.
And then you figure
I
out.
want the Chick-fil-A every day.
I had Chick-fil-A this
I
morning.
did want that bar.
It
How was it? Was it
It
good?
was bussin'. How they would say.
It was, as the kids say, bussin'.
It was, yeah, it was a good investment on my terms, but
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you did there.
I know
good.
that you're supposed to save what, 10%, 20% of your paycheck and put it to your saving,
Yeah, you
maybe.
and you know, what I did learn,
Is that
I was just not hearing this.
one thing about savings that I've been told is that your savings account and your emergency fund is two different things. So savings can be more towards goals and or leisure goals or maybe business goals or whatever. Your emergency fund is for when your car breaks down or, you know, something in the house is, you know, messed up or, you know, whatever emergency you have or maybe a medical emergency you have. So those two are separate. And I think that's important because, you know, oftentimes emergencies tend to happen. Nothing is perfect throughout the year. And then we're cutting into our savings or we're cutting into our check and now we're, you know, struggling because we didn't prepare for the emergency and our savings as well. So.
Yeah. No, my parents always told me just to have like the nest egg. I know y'all probably heard that, but my mom and dad would be like, save it, just don't touch it. Even for like maybe emergency, yeah, but really just do not touch it until you get to the point where you want to maybe retire or you really just need it for that major life.
That's the one thing I can contribute here is my parents told me, hey, it's never too early to start a 401k. So the first time I was hired by a company that would allow me to do that, I did that, and that's where that percentage of the paycheck has been going every year back into that fund, and that's stayed there.
Another piece of advice I would have is especially people who are graduating out of college, build your credit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I did when I got out of college. I actually didn't get a credit card until I graduated, and I don't recommend college students typically to get credit cards because that's when things start to spiral out of control because maybe they don't have that discipline or the level of responsibility. But
That bar tab up.
yeah, running up that bar tab with the credit card. But when you graduate, yeah, definitely start building that credit, and that's what I did. I had a part-time job when I graduated, but I was able to build my credit, although I wasn't able to save a whole bunch of money. And it's paid off in the long run because I have a pretty good credit score.
Yeah. So how do you build credit? I mean, do you get a credit card? Do you maybe buy a piece of furniture, then pay that off? Or
yeah, so it was hard for me to get a credit card at first because I had no established credit. But what happened was when I graduated, my parents bought me a car and I needed new tires. And I couldn't afford to pay for the tires. But I could get a Goodyear card because they approve anybody. So I, you know what I'm saying? No, seriously, like I paid to get a new set of tires with the Goodyear card, and then I slowly paid off that, you know, that payment, you know, and it built my credit up from there. And then after that, I think I got another credit card after that. Once I got my first full-time job, I got another credit card, and then I was able to build my credit there. And then I finally got a third credit card. So really, it's those credit cards you use from like the retail stores or, you know, your auto shops. I think that's a good way to do it, in my opinion. It's worked out for me, but you got to be responsible if you're going to do it. That's why I don't really recommend college students, you know, jumping into the credit game because
Most of your banks too also will do credit cards. You can go to your bank and open one like already through your where your debit card is. And something I learned too is that if you have student loans in your name, you automatically establish credit that way.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
So if you have student loans, look at that, see where they're coming from.
I guess that forbearance soon.
Yeah, I was gonna say in 2022, invest. Take out a part of your paycheck.
Yes.
I know. I gotta start like
That's
a
where all
lot.
my WCBI money's going.
I'm doing the dollars and cents on that too, right? Because that's going to be really,
That's the thing. It's like, you know, I currently don't have like the rent payments and things like that, so I really need to be putting aside that money that like, say I have that rent payment and put it aside as if I was paying rent to someone and put it, you know, there so I can pay off student loans, but also like when I do move out and have my own place, I can establish that, like, not have to go from that, like, first, like, crappy college apartment, like, post-grad apartment, as, like, a 25-year-old or whenever I leave the nest.
Gotcha. Well, I'm pretty sure I could speak for everyone here when I say that maybe our New Year's resolution is to budget a little bit more effectively and invest in ourselves.
Oh,
and
come on.
I have a lot of New Year's resolutions, and that wasn't on the list, but sure.
Okay.
Put it on the list.
Put it on the list.
Dog,
Well, that's always,
number one.
that's always something that, you know.
Also expensive. Animals.
Right. Well, we want to thank everyone here so much for joining us on this another episode of After Hours. Again, if you have any ideas or topics that you want us to talk about right here, anything goes, a little bit. Emma Rose can tell you where to, just a little bit. Emma Rose can tell you where to find us on our social media.
At After Hours, WCBI, at After Hours, WCBI on Instagram and Twitter, I believe.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.